Hi, I'm Sharmie, 18 years old, from Camarines. With the issue regarding the Sangguniang Kabataan, I think it's about time for us to abolish SK and replace it with another system which should be a better avenue for youth representation and for youths to be trained as future leaders. I recognize that youth is important because it recognizes the vital role of the youth in nation building and that it serves as a training ground for youth to become future leaders. However, if we look at the status quo, the questions are, is SK able to meet its goals? Do we see massive benefits from SK? And are SK officials able to really represent and encourage youth to partake in nation building? We have to assess what's presently happening in the status quo, and we have to assess the present condition of the Sangguniang Kabataan. Sadly, if we look at the Philippines, we see that the SK does more harms than good. This is rooted from this problematic system of the SK. Like, SK officials are not credible. There are very little projects, or there are very few projects done by SK. I think it's about time for us to abolish this and then create a new system. I don't think that reforms would be enough, or even if reforms would be okay. I think that creating a new avenue is going to be a better option than reforming SK. What kind of avenue do we want at the end of the day? I actually recommend the creation of the city youth officials in the society. City youth officials are already existing in other cities like the Naga city. Under city youth officials, youths who would want to lead the society or youths who would want to lead their locality would undergo different trainings to ensure their credibility. Like, for example, they would pass credentials. They would need to take exams, interviews, and etc. Because this is a problem in the SK, that some officials do not have credibility, and it's very dangerous. And secondly, we'll give these officials fiscal autonomy. Like they could make their own legislations and they could make their own policies for other youths of the society. Under these city youth officials, leaders would actually create different programs for different fields. Like, for example, for sports, for religion, for education, and this would benefit more youths at the end of the day. Under city youth officials, we give more opportunities to youths. We give more slots to youths. Unlike the Sangguniang Kabataan, which is very limited to 7 or to 8 officials at the end of the day. We could also create annual summer trainings for youths. Like, for example, they could work at city governments every summer for them to be trained as future leaders. I think that this kind of activity is worth trying, and I think it's better if we actually focus funds to these kinds of activities instead of SK, which sometimes these funds are just corrupted by the officials. At the end of the day, we all want proper representation for the youth, and I think that creating a new system is the best way to go. Thank you. Password. Ato password.
2015
2020.